people that drove down from up north, mind blown. And I mean, hell, we signed and took pictures a good 4 hours after the show. And it wasn't like people just came up and shook my hand. They come up and they told me about the battles they've been dealing with, depression and suicide and money, and you know, those are real problems. This song is not something that it's not like it's some masterpiece I've created. It's the masterpiece and the emotions of the song, it already exists within you. Sometimes it just takes the right song coming along to let those out. But my question to you is, when Oliver Anthony's long gone and forgotten about, what can you do in your own life to maintain this energy, this positivity, this unity that I see among people like I've never seen before? What are the next steps to make life better for people? What can you do for your neighbor? There used to be such a strong sense of community in this country, and you still see it a lot in small town America, but even there it's dying out. Things just change too quickly these days, you know? But humans have the ability to possess such overwhelming compassion. And it seems like we've really let ourselves focus too much on hate. I mean, humans can manifest wicked amounts of hate. We've seen it all throughout world history. Even in the last 150, 200 years. I mean, just some of the atrocities, the genocides, the war. We live in an era where we have everything. You know, there were wars fought over spices. Like, people died over spices. And now we can sit on the couch and we can order whatever spice we want from the comfort of our phone and the air conditioning. But we still want to fight. We still want to hate each other. We want to find reasons to hate each other. And I'm no Dr. Phil, but I just feel that in this moment in time, when so many people are feeling the same frustrations, it would be wonderful to capitalize on that and just use that positive energy to help other people in your life. Maybe people that are different than you, people that you wouldn't normally connect with. I can tell you from my experience in the jobs I've had and all the people I've talked to, everyone has a really interesting story if you just give them the time to talk. It's easy to walk down the sidewalk by somebody and look down at the ground, look at your phone, but that really is a big part of the problem. We're all so disconnected from each other. We need to find a way to take this energy from this anomaly of a song, from this stupid guy that, I mean, look, I appreciate the compliments, but I'm not a good musician. I hardly know my way around the guitar. My singing's okay. That's not what made this. It's you and the struggles in your life.
In 2 miles,
that's what's made this
take the
what it is.
interchange on the right.
Find a way to start fixing those problems. Find a way to start having good conversations with people that live around you. That's all I want out of this.
I was told we had a guest in the audience. I haven't seen him, but I'm going to try to start playing something, and if he's out there, I'd love for him to come up and say hello to everybody. got one more line. Oh, this one here's my favorite one. Me and Grandma in the summer sun, all dressed up the day we said our vows. You can't tell it here, but it was hot that June, and the roses are red and her eyes are blue. And just look at that smile, I was so proud. That's the story of my life, right there in black and white. And if it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other, you should have seen it in color. Oh, pictures worth 1,000 words, but you can't see what those shades of gray keep covered. You should have seen it in color.
It was the night before Christmas. He lived all alone in a one-bedroom house made of plaster and stone. I had come down the chimney with presents to give, and to see just who in this dwelling did live. I looked all around, a strange sight to see. No tinsel, no presents, not even a tree. No stockings on the mantel, just boots filled with sand. On the wall hung pictures of far distant lands. Medals and badges, awards of every kind. A sobering thought came alive in my mind. This house was different. It was dark, it was dreary. I had found the home of a soldier. I could see that most clearly. The soldier lay sleeping, silent, alone, curled up on the floor in this one-bedroom home. His face was so gentle, the room in such disorder, not at all how I pictured a United States soldier. Was this the hero of whom I'd just read, curled up on a poncho, the floor for a bed? Then I realized the other families that I saw this night owed their lives to soldiers who were willing to fight. In the morning, round the world, children would play. Grown-ups would celebrate a bright Christmas day. But they all enjoy freedom each month of the year because of soldiers like the one lying here. I couldn't help but wonder how many lay alone on a cold Christmas Eve in lands far from home. The very thought brought a tear to my eye. I dropped to my knees. I started to cry. The soldier awakened. I heard his rough voice. "Santa, don't cry. This life is my choice. I fight for freedom. I don't ask for more. My life is my God, my country, my core." The soldier rolled over and drifted to sleep. But I couldn't control it, and I continued to weep. I kept watch for hours, so silent and still, as both of us shivered from the cold night's chill. I didn't want to leave him on that cold, dark night, this guardian of honor, so willing to fight. Then the soldier rolled over with a voice soft and pure. He whispered, "Carry on, Santa. It's Christmas Day. All secure." One look at my watch, I knew he was right. Merry Merry Christmas, my friend. May God bless you this night.
You and I drink the poison from the same vine. Oh, I love it and I hate it at the same time. Hiding all of our sins from the... Oh, I love it and I hate it at the same time. You and I drink the poison from the same vine. Oh, I love it and I hate it at the same time. Hiding all of our sins from the... Oh, I love it and I hate it.
If it wasn't for my old dogs and the good Lord, they'd have me strung up in the psych ward. Every day living in this new world is one too many days to me. Son, we're on the brink of the next world war, and I don't think nobody's praying no more, and I ain't saying I know it for sure. I'm just down on my knees, begging the Lord and take me home. I just wanna go home. I don't know which road to go. It's been so long. I just know I didn't used to wake up feeling this way, cussing myself every damn day. People have really gone and lost their way. They all just do what the TV say. I wanna go home. Four generations farming the ground. Grandson sells it to a man out of town. 2 weeks later, the trees go down. Only got concrete rolling around, and I wanna go home. I wanna go home. I don't know which road to go. It's been so long. I just know I didn't used to wake up feeling this way, cussing myself every damn day. Now people have really gone and lost their way. They all just do what the TV say. I wanna go home. If it wasn't for my old dogs and the good Lord, they'd have me strung up in the psych ward.
What's up? We're like, hey, like let's get to work. And everyone was still kind of trying to figure out what was going on the ground. And they're like, all right, well, we're gonna send you out in the morning, early morning, for to observe the Taliban on the civilian side of the terminals on the airfield. And so we go out there. The next morning, didn't have any rides or anything, so we're trying to just, guys are stealing cars and literally guys are driving around with like the luggage vehicles that like put the belts onto the plane because they needed rides around the airport and stuff. We didn't have any UTVs to rely on or anything like that. And it was quite a ways away, so we were like, fuck, we got a lot of shit. We'll hump it if we have to, but let's try and source some vehicles. So we had someone with a gator pick us up, got taken out there to this radar site with a satellite, and 1-8 had a sniper team up there already in like a small hide, and so we went up there, swapped out with them, and they were kind of updating us, just saying they're seeing people firing off rounds, like Taliban firing off rounds in the terminal, and talking on phones and stuff. But I mean, everyone out there now has phones, so you know, it is what it is. But we got to
As you can see that there is a situation right now, like it seems like every person wants to leave through this. It's the other gate of Hamid Karzai International.
But we got up there, so I ripped out with them, and then guys started setting up more of a perimeter around the airport, literally just like almost entrenching along the airfield. And we observed the Taliban for that whole day, maybe a little bit into the next day. And
what were they doing?
Some of them were executing people in the civilian terminals on the far side. A couple of our guys had got, not our team, but a couple of the guys from Echo Company had gotten shot at. And at the time, it was like, if you get shot at, shoot back. Like, that's what the ROEs, what we were told. And then those ROEs just started just dropping, going to the wayside. They were like, all right, don't do anything.
Don't do anything?
Unless you're like getting shot at or you see someone's life threatened, like don't shoot. And like specifically for us, because we're like,
So hold on.
Yeah.
ROEs are,
Rules of
don't
engagement.
shoot unless you get shot at.
Yeah.
You're literally, you showed me videos of this.
Yeah.
You're literally witnessing people get executed from all angles.
Yep.
And then they make the ROEs even more strict on you.
Yeah, they
Who's
go.
telling you this? Where's this shit coming from?
It was a mix.
What is the leadership saying as they tell you
Yeah,
this?
so it's like battalion and higher, and for us, we were like, okay, well, so obviously we're in a more unique situation, being in a sniper team. You know, what are we doing if we perceive a threat? And so now we have to request permission to engage. If we see someone getting shot or executed, we have to make sure that they are like an American citizen or an ally. And like, how the fuck are we supposed to know that when they've got someone on their knees with a gun to their head? And so we're there. And I'll jump more into the ROEs when we get to Abbey Gate, but we.
How many people do you think you saw executed in person?
Myself, probably at least 50.
50 people.
Yeah, and it was all primarily at Abbey Gate, about 98% of it. Myself and Jorge, we went to
Women?
yeah
Children?
I didn't see any children, but I did see dead children because of the Taliban forcing these civilians to be so scared that they'd throw their babies over the wall or they would get trampled to death. Yeah,
You have a lot of video of this. I'm going to put the video
Yeah.
in the episode.
definitely. So myself and Jorge at this satellite tower, we go to find a place to use the bathroom, and we do that. We find this ship. There's a bunch of shipping containers next to this where we're at, where our hide's at, and so we start breaking them open. And he's like, "Hey, there's one over here with like a bunch of tools in it." And I'm like power tools or what? And he's like, "Everything." And so we go in there, and he's like, "Oh," he pulls out this like 3.5, 4 foot tall pair of bolt cutters out, and he's like, "Oh, we need these." I was like, "Oh, we can toss them in this Bobcat." And we had just found a Bobcat with like a forklift and a bed on the back that we hot wired, and like maybe an hour or two prior, I was like, "We'll toss them in the back of the Vic." And then he's like, "Oh, here's this like 2 foot like tall pair of bolt cutters. Like, what about this?" I was like, "Oh, hell yeah! Like, I'll keep those on me." So I put them on my kit. We pull off that position that day, and they're like, "Hey, you guys are going to Abbey Gate, Abbey Gate forward," and they're gonna open the gate and start like letting people through.
Is this the 26th?
This is now like the 18th, I think, of August, because we were maybe the 17th. We were there at Abbey for like almost 10 days leading up to the suicide bomber, and we get there, and you know.
Control of Taliban and their security forces and foreign forces. Right now, they are trying to control the situation here and the masses influx here through this aerial firing. But it seems that it is causing more. As you can see that this is a massive aerial fight right now. It's going on. They're trying to disperse people, but they are not ready.
Pretty much, Dolan and Chaz went up in the tower, like our sniper tower that was there, and there were some Brits up there. The gate was still closed, and there was a golf company, I think, of their Marines that were there at the gate because they were going to be the ones with us to like push the gate open and start working on the crowd. And Dolan and Chaz go up in the tower to scope it out. I'm way down on the ground with the rest of the team, and they're like, "Hey, come up! Like, we'll set up a position here. This is a good spot. We can see the entire neighborhood to our left. We can like, there's windows on all sides, and they're bulletproof windows." At least rated for 7.62 because when we got shot at, it didn't break, it just cracked. And so we have windows on all 4 sides, and the middle of them like slides open. And so we go up there, and it's maybe the bottom of the tower is like 12 by 12 feet maybe or so, and then same with the second story is 12 by 12 feet, and just the ladder well on the right side. And so we can see the neighborhood. The canal is next to us this way, and then in front of us is like the big part of that's of like Kabul city right there, and the right side is like the gate entrance and like the airfield and like the wall to the airport. And we go. We set up the position. They're like, "Okay, we're gonna open up the gate here in a minute." And at this point, I mean, there's a couple thousand people outside the gate, and more still coming.
Why are you... Hold on, let's backtrack just a second. So you're about ready to open this gate. Are people being executed right outside of the gate?
So the Taliban had a checkpoint. So from our gate, the Taliban had a checkpoint right past the Baron Hotel where the British were at, and they had gotten blocked by the crowds. They couldn't get through the crowds from the Baron Hotel. The Taliban were about 155, 165 yards in front of us. So that's where they were killing people and doing stuff. And those killings and beatings were happening more before we got there, and then died down a little bit because we could see them. And then shipping containers were moved out to set up like a blocking position for VBITs to not be able to come through. Once those shipping containers were set up, it put a great wall in front of the Taliban that they couldn't be seen, at least by the guys on the ground. We were in an elevated position, so we could see everything that they were doing. And it was probably about 3 days or 2 or 3 days into that, being at the gate, that they put those shipping containers out there. So we're getting ready to open up this gate, and I told Chaz Dalton, I'm like, hey, I'm going to go down on the ground, because they pushed out a platoon in riot gear out through the crowd, just like sent out a platoon just through this crowd of hundreds of people. I mean, any one of them could have fucking detonated a bomb. And I mean, I've got video of this too. And so they pushed the platoon out to cordon off like a couple hundred of the people in the crowd. And we started opening the gate a little bit, and they just collapsed. And I mean, dudes were coming out. The funny thing is it's like, it sucks about the allies that we left behind, but what sucked even more, and seeing the women and children suffer through that, is seeing the military-age males just running, not trying to stand up and fight for their country. And that was a big majority of who was coming through the gate. Yeah. And 90% of them, you know, they just didn't have the opportunities to get, you know, passports or citizenships or visas and stuff. And so those people were coming through, and I mean, pretty much the military-age males, those ones would come through, and they would just be throwing haymakers and fighting us. I mean, physically fighting us all day, trying to like get past us.
To leave the area. Everyone wants to leave Afghanistan right now through this one international airport.
And Cooper and Adam are like down at the entrance of the gate, and they get sucked into the crowd, and they're like pulling them into, like all this crowd's pulling them into them, and they're like holding on to the gate. And so I go down there because we were looking for him, and I help pull Cooper out, find Adam, and then they kind of close up the gate a little bit, and then bring up two SUVs and like an outward V to funnel people through those SUVs so they can't just start mauling us pretty much, or trample us. And so when that gate was first open, I mean, I pulled out one lady who, like, the crowd just broke over the top of her and just trampled her to death. And like, we tried pulling her out, and I was there and pulled this lady out, and she was gone. She got trampled to death, and that happened a lot. I witnessed it probably 4 or 5 times just myself at that gate. You know, quite a lot with babies too, because they'd get suffocated in the crowd. Damn. Yeah.
What were you guys doing with the people when they got in?
Started searching them. We didn't have a safe way to search yet. I mean, as safe as can be in that situation, but they'd come through in onesies and twosies, and we'd search them, and then try and link them up with the State Department and get them processed. And a lot of the time it would just be the State Department saying, nope, they can't come through, send them back. And we'd send them back straight out to the Taliban. And a lot of them would get sent back. I mean, on the spot, I remember we watched this lady who walked around one of the shipping containers, metal pipe just comes and just bam, straight into the forehead, just out, gone, just like that. And I mean, at night it was the worst. They knew there weren't as many eyes on them at night, and they'd line people up along the wall and just fucking execute them. There was like flashbangs that had to be used and stuff to try and crowd control, and we got the first couple hundred people set in place, and then we're slowly pushing into like the main part of the canal. Off of like the left edge of our tower, there was a chain link fence that ran out about 100 yards, and so then the canal was on the left side of that. And I don't remember what day it was, but they brought the shipping containers out, and then they brought the ground force commander out to speak with the Taliban. I don't remember who specifically did it, but we were told that they paid the Taliban off to stop fighting us, pretty much, to stop like getting in our way. And what we were told is the rules in place were, leave us alone, we'll leave you alone if you let us take these people out. But there was nothing like, hey, to the Taliban, that, hey, stop, like, if you fucking kill these people or execute them, we're gonna do the same to you. And there was none of that in these agreements. So they had free will to do whatever they wanted out there. Yeah.
I'm fucking speechless right now.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was heavy. I mean,
those people spent a lot of time over there, and a lot of those Afghans had our fucking back.
Yeah.
And for the president of the United States to allow this shit to happen is fucking absurd.
Yeah,
and it gets worse.
Yeah, it does.
And it fucking gets worse.
Yeah. We,
I'm gonna try to... Never mind.
So...
This is what happens when you fucking vote for somebody that cannot put a sentence together. This is what fucking happens.
Yeah, we,
I was right in front of everybody's fucking face on that first debate. It was right there in the open. You voted in an incompetent fucking moron to run this country, and this is the shit that happens.
I think you know...
You should be fucking ashamed of yourself.
think you know firsthand too, like a lot of us have bled for a lot of those allies over there, but it's the same on their end. A lot of them have bled for us too. And I mean, we
Lord, my head's been hurting, my back's been aching, the water's drying up, there's a war in the making, people eating bugs cause they won't eat bacon, doggone it. There's needles in the streets, folks hardly surviving, on sidewalks next to highways full of cars self-driving, the poor keep hurting, the rich keep thriving, doggone it. There's a little town somewhere, the only thing you hear at night is that old mill humming. Only time traffic backs up is when that old sweet Norfolk Southern train's humming. Oh, y'all help me with this part. With me and a dog on it. Just me and a dog on it. Now people's crying about burning coal, but not the poor souls who's a digging it. I reckon there's been many good men in the grave trying to keep our houses lit. Down in the oil fields and the pipelines and the linemen and the coal mines, so we can sit at home and plug in our newfangled bullshit. And Republicans and Democrats, Lord, I swear they're all just full of crap. I ain't never seen a good city slipping bureaucrat. There's a little town somewhere, the only thing you hear at night is that old mill humming. Only time traffic backs up is when that old sweet Norfolk Southern train's humming. With me and a dog on it. Just me and a dog on it. Lord, my head's been hurting, my back's been aching, the water's drying up, there's a war in the making, people eating bugs cause they won't eat bacon, doggone it. What do you want to do next? It's crazy to me because I remember back in June I played here for about 20 people, and but that's the beautiful part of this country, though, is even an idiot like me can make something happen. So if I can do it, you can do it.
Give God the glory.
Before we start singing, and I mean we, because I hope y'all are going to be singing too. I just had something I felt compelled to share with you. This is in Psalm 37, 12 through 20. The wicked plot against the righteous and gnash their teeth at them, But the Lord laughs at the wicked, for he knows their day is coming. The wicked draw the sword and bend the bow, to bring down the poor and needy, to slay those whose ways are upright. But their swords will pierce their own hearts, and their bows will be broken. Better the little that have righteousness than the wealth of many wicked. For the power of the wicked will be broken, but the Lord upholds the righteous. The blameless spend their days under the Lord's care, and their inheritance will endure forever. In times of disaster, they will not wither. In days of famine, they will have plenty. But the wicked will perish. Though the Lord's enemies are like the flowers of the field, they will be consumed, and they will go up in smoke. Can y'all hear it? That sound good? I've been selling my soul, working all day, double time hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here, waste my life away, drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me and people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is, Lord it is, living in the new world with an old soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do, cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end, cause the rich men know the rich men. Politicians look out for minors, and not just minors on an island somewhere. Lord, we got kids in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare. By God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me and people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is, Lord it is, living in the new world with an old soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do, cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end, cause the rich men know the rich men. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours, bullshit pay.
Every